Evening. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Cumberland School Committee on Thursday, June 13th, 2024 at 6:12 p.m. While it's not on the agenda, I'm gonna add it to the agenda. If everyone would please rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance. Next item on the agenda is approval of agenda. I need a motion to approve.
Motion approved.
Motion by Mrs. Feather.
Second.
Second by Mrs. Vogel. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes 6-0. For the record, Mrs. Rogalski is not here tonight because her son Nolan Rogalski is running in the Nationals in Philadelphia. And also, just to let everyone, go Nolan, go. Also, I need to leave tonight at 6:45 for a work meeting that I have, but Mr. Fiorello will take over if we're still going at 6:45. Next on the agenda is our special acknowledgements.
Madam Chair.
Yep.
Good evening. We have some special acknowledgements. First, in the musical field, if I can call up Mr. Ferrucci and Ms. Santo for the first acknowledgements. Do you have your... Mr. Ferrucci, I think you're first. Yeah.
So it's an absolute pleasure to be employed here at Cumberland and Cumberland High School for now 10 or 11 years. And seeing the band have such immense success over that time is just thrilling to me. And this year was especially incredible. The kids worked so hard. I had to take a little bit of time out for the birth of my daughter, so I was out for October. But, the kids worked that much harder to achieve and to succeed. And they were able to really do a phenomenal feat. And that was for the first time to score in the top category superior at 3 different events. So really spectacular, and I'm so thankful for the support and for them. Appreciate it. Thank you for this acknowledgement.
To follow up from Mr. Ferrucci's words, we're just so pleased with the wonderful progress that our students have made, for the teamwork and collaboration that they share together. And I think one of the really great things about our music program is it's not just students that are sitting in front of us. The years that they're in front of us, we're building a family. And so these kids, especially because we see these kids come in as little freshmen, still looking like middle schoolers, yes, you, with chubby cheeks, and watching them grow into amazing young adults. And so it's just such a pleasure and an honor to work with these students year after year. And I have some acknowledgments here that I very quickly like to make. So for our Hershey Festival, we had our first overnight field trip that we ventured back into since the pandemic, and we had a wonderfully successful event with Clef placing first place and superior, and as well as first place over all of the choirs that were there in Hershey. So it was really exciting to take our group to an event that was outside of Rhode Island and outside of New England, and see how well their talent and their dedication held up. So I would just like to take a moment to acknowledge Chase Benjamin could not be here with us this evening, but he was honored at both of our festivals this year for Outstanding Student Accompanist. And I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Malia Peichel, who was honored as Outstanding Student Soloist. Thank you.
Special treat now also?
Oh, sure. Alex, can you come up here? Actually, I could do this too.
So now, without further ado, we have a couple songs from our group, and we'll just make sure we can get you all on YouTube. So you can, Mike, tell us if they're all in frame. All right, thank you all very much. Great job. Thank you.
I just want to add, as Mrs. Santos talked about your music family and all of you with each other and the friends that you have, I was in the marching band in high school and in college, and to this day, some of my very best friends are the ones from my high school marching band. So keep your family close.
Next slide, Mike, and now, Madam Chair, I'd like to call up Ms. McFarland to talk about our dance team. Ms. McFarland.
Hello. I'm so sorry. I would dance in front of you all day, but talking has me like so nervous, and I didn't know I was supposed to say anything, so I am so sorry. The dance team is amazing, and I am so honored to be their coach and to be with them all year. These girls work tirelessly all year, working together. Our season starts in September, and we go all the way through June. And the time that they put in and the amount of work that they put in, and my dance team captains who help with student choreography and cutting music and the costumes, and it really, I know that I'm stealing a line from Ms. Santo here, but we really do have a dance family here, and I love how the dance program is taking off. We have 24 on the team right now. At one point, I was taking over 30, and we just can't fit on the stage, but it's amazing the passion that these girls show, and some of them were able to come tonight. If I could just have them join me so that you can celebrate them as well, because this is their hard work that they've done. But I really am so, so proud and so thankful, and at this competition that we were at, not only did both our dances get first place in their divisions, but then we got the judges. It's kind of like the golden buzzer if you watch America's Got Talent. So the lights started flashing and the whole competition stopped, and they got the highest award from the judges, getting the Judges' Choice Award, and then they ended up getting the overall highest score in the competition for their lyrical routine as well. So they worked really hard, and I'm super proud, and I love you girls.
I have a question. Is there somewhere where we can see the performances?
Oh, yes, I have videos. Yes, I can send them.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
All right, that'd be great.
Absolutely. If I put them on our YouTube, would that work?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you all. And Madam Chair, we do have one more acknowledgement, but the student is running a few minutes late, so if we could just pivot back to Mr. Marty over here. He will come up in about 10 minutes with that after.
Okay. So we have two more?
We have one more, and
Okay. Okay, all right.
she is en route.
Okay, all right. So we can move to the next agenda item?
Yes, please.
All right, excellent. Thank you. So next on the agenda is old business, item A. Oh, thank you, everyone. Congratulations. Have a great night. We are again a city of champions. Go Clippers. Item A, discussion and/or vote on the 2024-2025 school start and end times. Dr. Thornton.
Yes, so over the course of the last several days, both the House and the Senate approved the bill, which would allow Cumberland to go back to what we had previously. The governor has not signed the bill as of yet, but I expect that to happen. But my intention would be to, once again, write a letter to RIDE to request to go back to what we had for the Wednesdays. And that's our intention right now, to craft that letter this week.
So can we vote on this or not vote on this until we get through that?
I think if I can interject, if it's not officially law because the governor hasn't signed it in yet, I think we'd be prudent to wait until it's officially law, so we don't have to undo what we've done today.
I would certainly put it back on the agenda for the 27th of June, but I just want to let parents know certainly that it has happened, and that's our intention.
Okay, all right, thank you. Any comments, Ms. Smith?
Dr. Thornton, can we put the proposals on at least the website so that parents can see what the proposals are? Because there's two differences, one with these minor differences all different days, and then the one that's just early release Wednesday. So it would be
Great.
nice if we could even though it's proposed or it's a draft, that parents will at least have something to know that it's coming. There's been a lot of
Right,
questions.
totally your call. I can put up the one you already approved or the one we're looking to have you go to, or both. Totally your call. Okay.
Okay, next on the agenda, new business, item A, discussion or a vote on proposed contract with food service vendor under state/ride master price agreement. Dr. Thornton?
I'll turn this over to Mr. McGrath.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the school committee. As Dr. Thornton alluded to, our current contract with our current food service vendor expires at the end of the month. We went through the full ride process of going out to bid to replace that vendor. Through the process, we discovered that jumping on the state MPA would be a prudent option, and that would be switching our food service vendor to the Chartwell's contract with statewide. We do have folks from Chartwell's here tonight to answer any questions about that. I believe we did distribute the contract and the proposal along with a fiscal analysis that I had done for your consideration. But yeah, if you have any questions for the Chartwell's folks, myself, Dr. Thornton, we gladly answer them.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath. Comments, questions from the school committee? Ms. Smith?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I actually have questions because I did go through the proposal, so thank you for sharing that. Don't tell my managers that I was working on this today at work. So I just had a couple of questions. So when looking at the proposal, one of the things that I noticed was that the letters of references, none of them were from Rhode Island. So I'm just, I guess, to your work, Mr. McGrath, what did you do, like, who did you talk to in other districts to do some due diligence on it?
Yeah, of course. I did talk to other folks, other peers throughout the state. So Chartwell's does currently hold, and if they want to speak to it, they can as well. But I did speak to other other business managers throughout the state who currently use Chartwell, seeing as they have the statewide contract. I believe we're in 26 other districts and glowing reviews across the board. So yeah, that was part of that piece.
May I just continue with my few questions here? So one of the things that we have right now is that we're growing our own greens here at the high school. There's that center there. We've just implemented, like we know, with Garvin, and that'll continue with other schools in the full recycling and what they're doing with all the food. So I don't know if part of that is in ownership with our present provider or if we have to start from scratch on it.
Hi, good evening. So the freight farm that you're referring to, I think, is owned by the school district, and we plan to learn as much as we can about it and operate it as it's being currently operated and implement those greens into our program as much as possible.
Are you doing that with any other schools right now in the area, or are we going to be like a fresh one for you?
So the freight farm that you have is, as far as I know, the only one in the state. But we do have several school districts that have, small school gardens that students manage. And anywhere that we can, we implement those items into our food service. But it will be a learning curve to use the shipping container.
And exciting.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's such a big hit, and it's done a lot. That and the recycling and how they're managing all the food waste has been really big. And I'm sorry that Mrs. Rogalski is not here because it is definitely her wheelhouse. But I just want to make sure that whatever we have, that we're going to be consistently taking forward and not having to reinvent.
Yeah, as far as food waste goes and composting, we compost in many districts in the state. And as some of these statewide initiatives become law, we're ahead of the curve in many of the places that we're doing business. And we continue to look ahead and do as much as we can to continue those recycling programs and composting programs.
And then as far as the people go, because we've had a contract and there's longevity of people working in our schools.
Of course.
And I believe that the goal is to speak with, try to hire, try to stay with the consistency of many of those employees if we can.
Yeah, the goal on our end is to keep as much of the hourly staff as wants to come work for us, 100% if possible. They are the experts of their school. They know the students. They have great relationships. They've built rapport over the last long time. And we're going to set up a meeting as soon as possible to meet with the staff to dispel any fears or anxieties. We've done this a bunch of times, so we're familiar with the process. We just have to get them comfortable with the process, and we plan to bring as many of them on as possible.
And will you consider their longevity and their years given to us? Will you consider that in any hiring that you do, so
Yeah.
that they're not starting on base level?
Yeah, so that's happening, right? So we'll be offering prior service time, so their original hire date will be maintained.
Mr. Collins?
I just have a couple of questions about the company. So you said you have 26 contracts within the state of Rhode Island, correct? What other states are you located in?
We're located in 50 states,
All 50 states. And where's your headquarters?
North Carolina.
North Carolina? Okay, thank you.
Mrs. Feather? And then Ms. Smith?
So, goodness. Online purchases and everything. So is that run through you as well? So parents putting money into like a My School Bucks account type thing?
So the My School Bucks is with the school district, so none of that's going to change.
None of that's going to change?
Yep.
Okay, great, thank you.
Any other, Mr. Fiorillo?
I had the pleasure of being on the taste test panel, and we were all very impressed with the food of that Chartwell's presented. So I hope that's going to trickle down to the elementary level, because I know most of that food was really geared towards the older levels. But we've had a very good relationship with Sodexo over the last several years, and I guess you guys have your work cut out, but we look forward to the relationship. Thank you.
That's two.
Ms. Smith?
Mr. Fiorello, my granddaughter is in Barrington, who they service, and the menu choices and what she has for food, she constantly talks how good it is, and she spent her first 3 years here in Cumberland. So she really does like all of the different things, and I'm not sure if you do sushi down there, and that's where she started eating sushi from, but she's been trying a lot of different foods, and she's loving it. She's taking chances, and she talks about it all the time. So.
That's good to hear. Any other comments or questions? Excellent. Well, we look forward to establishing a great partnership with you. Welcome aboard. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. That was premature. Wait a minute. Sorry. Okay. Mr. Fiorello makes a motion to approve. Second by Mrs. Vogel. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes 6-0. Thank you. Congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Madam Chair, our student athlete has arrived.
Welcome. All right, let's move back up to that item.
Good evening, everybody. Madam Chair, school committee members, Dr. Thornton. Thank you for having us once again. We had to split it because we do have a bunch of student athletes who are competing in nationals this weekend. We'll get in the 27th. We'll make sure we're here with everybody. But the one person is here is no stranger to athletic success here at Cumberland High School and in the running community, where she's been garnering accolades since she was a youth. Kyla DeFusco is our 2024 state champion in the 3,000 meter. As you can see, she ran a time of 10:06, which was a school record. I did have the fortune of sneaking onto the track and screaming at her a few times as she was going around, and she, by the time she hit the 600-meter mark, she was off and running, and she was not challenged. She set her pace. Another thing, though, about Kylie, that we received an email from a gentleman from the USA Triathlon Development. And so Kylie will be going to North Carolina because of her swim times and her run times to try to qualify for the triathlon in her age bracket. So just a testament to her and her hard athletic work. And we're very fortunate to have her here as a student athlete at Cumberland High School. Come on up, Kylie. That's it. You sure you don't want to speak? Thank you.
Thanks for running in here, Kylie. Congratulations, amazing success and continued success we wish you. Okay, next on the agenda, under new business, is discussion and or vote to approve resolutions. Mr. Collins.
I'll take it, yeah. We have 6 resolutions, SCPI-06-2024-86 through 91. We obviously didn't meet fiscal management subcommittee this evening, so we didn't have time to vet this, so this is new to all of us. So I have 6 resolutions, so take it from there, Madam Chairman, Chairperson.
Okay, so we have 6 resolutions here, and so if there's any discussion, comments, questions about these, we could take them one at a time and see. So the first one is CPR 06-2024-86. Any comments or questions from the school committee? Mrs. Bevan?
Oh, sorry.
So?
You carry. No. I was just going to ask if this was something new or something different from before.
Eureka Math? Should be the same update.
Amana is here to answer any curriculum questions.
So, good evening, everyone. So the math curriculum is a new math curriculum for K-5. It's just part of our updating to high-quality curriculum within the state, and meeting the state requirements. But we have had the first version of Eureka for about 12 years, and it was implemented in Dr. Thornton's first tenure here. And they are phasing out that edition, and we needed to update to the second edition, otherwise we wouldn't be able to access materials and those types of things. So we went ahead and, with Dr. Thornton's permission, we went ahead and studied the new curriculum, made sure that it had all the components and updates that we were looking for, and Kathy Cardoza has led that with the teachers. They've been involved, and we are implementing next year. Thank you. Any other questions about anything that's curriculum related?
Well, we're going to take these one at a time.
Okay.
So sorry, the next one is also curriculum related, so just
Okay.
hold on there for a sec. So any other questions or comments about this first SCPR 06-2024-86? Seeing none, what is the pleasure of the committee? We're going to take these one at a time. Ms. Smith makes a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Mr. Collins. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes 6-0. So we'll go to the next one, SCPR 06-2024-87, which is the new middle school science curriculum, ECA Science Kit Services.
Yes, so again, under the same heading of the adoption of high-quality curriculum across all content areas, we have state mandates and deadlines for science that they've issued. And right now, when Dr. Thornton came back the first time that he was here, he brought GEMSNet here with us. And we've been with GEMSNet, which is a research practice partnership that we have. And they handle all of our science, professional development, and implementation. And so we're part of a consortium. And so as part of the consortium, the districts that were in there decided that this was the curriculum that they were going to adopt. And so our decision to remain with GEMSNet meant that we needed to adopt this particular curriculum, and we were okay with it. We were part of the process. Our teachers were part of the process. And so that's just, one of the other things that we need to implement. High school and elementary are to come.
Mr. Fiorello makes a motion to approve SCPR 06-2024-87. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Collins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes 6-0. All right, I think that's it for curriculum. Thank you. Next item, SCPR 06-2024-88, custodial supplies, Land Tech. Do we have, oh, sorry, Ms. Smith.
I just had a quick question on that, and I'm not sure. I know that it's the net amount is over the 5,000, which is why it's here on a resolution. However, is the products just regular, like, is this part of what we would normally have to purchase anyways, and should we have to approve this?
Anything over 5,000 comes to you, so that's what we would typically do.
Even though it's part of the regular, okay. I just wasn't sure, like, what fell into the regular routine business that the upkeep and maintenance is something that we didn't have to do, if it's part of the routine.
Generally speaking, anything over $5,000 we should be approving, both by policy and town law. The only things that would not be, would be things that would have been specifically, no, I think just about everything, with very few exceptions.
With the exception of the thing we passed last meeting, the $25,000 threshold for the summer. I'm sorry, Mike wasn't on. With the exception of the resolution we passed last week, the $25,000 for the summer, just to keep the building project moving along. But other than that, yeah, 5,000. And I think I mentioned it last week too. There was a point. I don't know if it's going to be up for vote on the Charter Commission was taking a look at raising it, but I can't recall quickly whether or not that will be on the ballot or not.
Mr. Fiorello makes a motion to approve SCPR 06-2024-88. Do we have a second? Second by Mr. Collins. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? That passes 6-0. And this is where I'm going to hand this over to Mr. Fiorello because I have to leave. So we're on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Hello. I am being told that that none of this information for the COPS grant is in the drive.
No.
All right, so, okay, we'll just table it. Mr. Adams, should we vote on tabling it? We're tabling a resolution. We'll take no action. All right, so no action taken on SCPR 06-24-89, submission approval for the COPS grant. Next item is Cumberland Hill Access Control National Security Fire Alarm Systems. Mr. Chandler.
This is additional 2 doors that are going to be added to Cumberland Hill for some safety, security, where students are going to be entering around the blacktop of the parking lot.
Oh, is this the, I don't want to say new entrance, but the new entrance on the side of the building?
New entrance on the side and then the new wing in the back.
Okay. All right, so do I have a motion for SCPR 06-2024-90? Motion by Mrs. Feather, second by Mr. Collins. All in favor? Aye. That passes 5-0. Let's see, SCPR 06-2024-91, interactive boards for BF Norton from Hub Technical Services. Mr. Chandler.
This is to add part of the technology project that we're going to be doing at BF once it opened, but because of the delay in opening it and the lack of technology that BF Norton has, we're going to move forward with this part of the project now.
Excellent. Any questions? All right. Do I have a motion? Motion by Ms. Smith. Second by Mr. Collins. Hang on, I'm writing all my notes All in favor? Aye. Passes 5-0. Next item is public comment. No one from the public appears to want to comment, so I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Mr. Collins, second by Mrs. Feather, rather. All in favor? Aye. 5-0. We stand adjourned at 6:48 p.m. Thank you.